Hello and welcome to episode 1 of QuikTips. Today I will show you how to create motion blur in a still render using Blender 3.6, though this should also work in prior versions as well. I will be assuming that you know the basics of Blender, so in the case that you are a little confused on something, there are plenty of great tutorials out there. And now, without any further ado, let's jump into it. I will start off by creating a new Blender scene. Everything is already set correctly, and so there is no need to delete anything. Then, go over to Render Settings, which are here and have an icon that looks like a camera. It doesn't matter which render engine you use, but for this demonstration I will be using Cycles as it yields a more realistic result. However, it does take significantly longer to render. Now scroll down and check Motion Blur. Then open the menu. Click on the drop-down menu named Position and select Center on Frame. Then set shutter to 0.20. You don't have to change any of the other settings. Now select the object, in this case a cube, and move it in the opposite direction that you want it to be blurred, so that as it goes to the place that you want it to be blurred, it will be blurred in the direction that you want it to be blurred. It sounds confusing, but it really isn't. Now, keyframe the cube. Then, go over a certain amount of frames. The more frames in between the cube keyframe here and the cube keyframe where you want it to be keyframed determines how much more blurred it will be. The fewer frames, the more blur. In addition to that, if you want to increase the blur even more, you can opt to move the cube even further back, as the more distance traveled by the cube in a short amount of time means more blur. Now, move it to where you want it to be in frame, and then set which frame you want it to be on where you want it to be in frame, and then keyframe it again. Now move over the same amount of keyframe between these two keyframes, so that if you have 5 here, then move over 5, and then keyframe it a little bit ahead of where you want it to be, about the same distance, so that if it was over here, then it went here, then it went here. Just like that. Now, you can go back to the frame which you want to be rendered. Now you can fiddle around with the lights a little bit. As for me, I will be using a white world, and you can change the camera view. For example, if I want my camera to be looking at him from this direction, I can press Ctrl-Alt-0, and my camera hops to that location. See? And then, once you're all done with that, you can press F12 to start render. And that is it. I hope you've all learned something useful, and until next time, have a good one.